And now it is with great pleasure that I introduce Governor Bob Ferguson to open up this amazing summit and share about the incredible work that's being done right now throughout the state.
Oh, hey, thanks so much, and thanks to all of you for being on and for all the work you're doing to help out young people all across our state. I just really appreciate it. I visit high schools around the state talking about this issue, and I just see all the hard work that's going on. Just really appreciate it, and all the partners who are making this meeting possible. I'll be short because I know you have a long meeting, but I think we all recognize that we s- we have a state that is extremely generous in providing financial assistance to young people who want to go to college or to learn a trade. Depending on what metrics you use, Washington State literally ranks number one or number two, or really no worse than number three in providing that financial assistance. And by financial assistance, I mean like your tuition is paid for, right? It's not a loan, right? That this is just dollars we provide. And a significant number of young people qualify for that assistance. So that's the good news. It's not the good news, it's the fantastic news. We're so generous. The bad news, as many of you know, is Washington has for many years ranked near the very bottom for completion rate of the forms that unlock that financial aid, the FAFSA form, of course, and the WAFSA form. I think we were 48th in 2024 and 47th in 2025. And so, to me, this just makes, no sense, right? We have this very generous state, but students don't realize the opportunities are there. And we need to do a better job of making sure they unlock this assistance by filling out this form. So, we've been leaning into this. I signed an executive order a while back, creating a work group. We have young people in that work group, some folks in this call who are all there looking for creative ideas of how we can get the word out to young people. I'm going to schools on both sides of the states with our team. I think I've sent 3 letters from me to seniors in high school and their families saying, hey, we have this financial assistance. You've got to complete this form. The Mariners just had a great Mariner night where they promoted there and had tables set up. We have state agencies that now, when you're on hold on state agencies, there's information about the FAFSA form that you listen to while you're waiting to get help from different state agencies. So, in so many different ways, we are trying to get that information out there directly to students. So, the good news is that work is helping. We've moved from 48th, I think we were last year. The current rankings, they're updated every single week. I watch them every single week. We're currently at 36th. So, that's a significant improvement by any measure. Do we still have a long way to go to get to where we want to be? Absolutely. But that is literally thousands of young people who are now accessing that financial assistance. And that is definitely a good thing. Looking to the future, one thing I'll just put out there is, I think we can continue to make that progress, maybe sort of slow and steady. But what an increasing number of states are doing now is they have a requirement to graduate of completing the FAFSA form. So I want to be clear that allows this person to say, I don't want to complete the form, and they fill out a waiver saying, I don't want to complete the form. That meets the criteria. If you don't want to do it for whatever reason, your family's very wealthy, you don't want to fill out a form. If you sign that saying, I don't want to complete it, that counts. I want to be very clear. But what states are doing is saying you do that or you complete the form. Well, not surprisingly, when states require that to graduate, numbers go up dramatically. And we were talking earlier about, hey, we've got financial strains as a state right now. That's not going to change anytime soon. This is something we can do to increase the number of young people completing this form in the thousands that basically doesn't cost us anything, right? And so I'll be proposing in the next legislative session a bill to do what other states are doing, to require the completion of the FAFSA, WAFSA, or sign a waiver for graduation. Candidly, if we don't do that, I'm convinced we're going to be on a Zoom call for the fifth annual Financial Aid Summit, and we'll be the last state left that hasn't done it. Like every state's moving that direction because they see the success. And it's not an imposition, and it focuses everybody on the ultimate goal, which is helping young people. And that's especially important considering how generous we are, right? It just sort of breaks my heart. Last thing I'll leave you with, I was at one of the schools I was at. Um, we spoke about the program, and afterwards, this young guy came up and is a senior in high school, and he made it very clear his family would qualify for assistance. And he made it very clear his dream was to go to college, but he had absolutely no idea this program existed. It was news to him. Now, thankfully, he was getting the information in time to actually get that in and utilize it. But the idea that the state of Washington provided his full tuition to go to a college in Washington State was a revelation to him, right? Well, look, he is not alone. right? We know there's thousands of young people out there who want to learn a trade or want to go to college. And so that's why I so appreciate having a chance to say a few words today to thank all of you for the hard work you're doing. Hey, if you want to help us in this effort to get this legislation passed, reach out to my team, Debbie Driver. Just like it sounds, Debbie Driver is my legislative affairs director. Feel free to ping Debbie and let her know we're pulling together a coalition. We're traveling the state to bring this legislation up next year. I'm excited about that possibility to really unlock that financial aid for young people all across our state. And it's good for equity. It's good for young people. It's good for our economy. It's good for our colleges. It's good across the board. So thanks again so much. Thanks for letting me crash your meeting for a few minutes and looking forward to working with you all in the coming years as well. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great conference.